I mean, what exactly do you want from me? Do you want me to keep dragging this bitch? Or do you want me to leave her alone? I made the conscious decision, being that we're no longer talking about Drug-gate, I can leave this shit alone. There's no need for me to keep dragging Portia. The only reason why I stopped fucking with Portia in the first place is because I felt like she was dead wrong with the Kandi and the drugs thing. I will forever be Team Kandi when it comes down to the Portia situation. I will forever be Team Kandi when it comes down to the Phaedra situation. I'm going to always be Team Kandi when it comes down to that. Every bitch on the Real Housewives, I've always called them out right or fucking wrong at the end of the day. Now, I'm not jumping on Portia's bandwagon. I still don't like her. I still don't care for her. She's not my favorite person on the motherfucking show. Point blank, period. But I admire the happy space that she's in because I'm in that same space. So you can leave your comments to yourself. Ain't nobody jealous of Portia because she got a man that put a ring on it. And ain't nobody thinking about the man that I used to date that put a ring on somebody else while I was with him. That was 5 years ago. I was 25 years old when it happened and I'm 30 and I'm long over that. Please find you something else to talk about besides bringing it up. I spilled that tea on myself. If I was embarrassed, I never would have talked about it. Some of you Portia fans want to use that against me as your defense every time I say something about Portia. Grow the fuck up and get over it. And if you don't like what the fuck I'm saying, and if you don't like my fucking channel, don't watch. Because I'm not here to satisfy you nor pacify you. You ain't fucking or feeding or financing me, point blank. So if you can't deal with it, walk out of my goddamn kitchen. That's it. We ain't talking about that no more. Now we in a happy space. Leave me the fuck alone. If you don't like what I gotta say, don't watch. Period. No, shit. This bandwagon shit is annoying. Bitch, figure out what you want. Do you want me to keep dragging her or do you want me to leave her alone? Which one do you want me to do? Shit. What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Scotty and you're watching my review on Portia's Having a Baby. Now this is the second episode of the special, so we're going to get right on into it, okay? So we're going to start off with Portia and Dennis interviewing possible nannies for baby PJ. Now Lauren was dead set against her having a nanny. And I don't think that she needs to have a nanny right now either. Maybe when she goes back to work, she can have a nanny. And I felt what Lauren was saying. You have to build a connection with your child after you have him or her, so you can be, so the baby can be used to you. You can't just bring different people around and expect your baby to be used to you. That's not going to happen. And that's what the first 6 weeks is about, for you to maintain a connection with your child. Now, after you give birth, have the baby, go back to work, then I will understand you having a nanny. But right now, I don't really feel like you need to have one. But I'm not pregnant. I'm not a woman. I don't know what it's like to be a parent. I'll never know because I don't want no kids. So who the fuck knows? But they interview a nanny, they interview another one. They don't know if they're gonna work it out with this one. So it is what it is. So next thing you know, Portia and Dennis, they sitting outside, and Portia is pretty much annoyed by Dennis in his house situation. But like I said, I'm Team Dennis when it comes down to this situation, because I feel like Portia's she's not compromising, she's not understanding what he's saying, and she's not really catering to his feelings and his needs. She wants him to cater to everything that she wants, but she doesn't want to cater to Dennis and what the hell he wants and what he needs. If the drive back and forth from Duluth is too much for him, then you need to compromise. Because like I said on my last video, I drive to work for 15 to 20 minutes. I don't like that drive myself, and it ain't number 15 to 20 minutes. So imagine driving from home to work, from work back home in 1 hour and 30 minutes every motherfucking day. That's too much. So who would want to do that? And Portia needs to have some sense about that. Like, if you really don't want to get rid of your house, just rent the motherfucker out and you will have some property. You'll be able to get some extra money every month for the property. Just go ahead and do that. And she just doesn't want to hear anything about the house situation. She just don't want to hear it. She don't give a fuck because it ain't her idea. It's all about her and what the fuck she wants, and I don't think that that's cool. Like, Dennis deserves to have some type of, he deserves to be heard, honestly. That's just what I think. So Portia and Frankie, they have a conversation. And Frankie is very, controlling, overbearing. She has too much say in what Dennis got going on. And I just feel like she's doing way too much. Like, you know what I'm saying? I get it. You want Dennis to be happy. You want this, and you can, give your opinions here and there. But these are grown people in their mid to late 30s. They do not need no overbearing ass mama to be coming in trying to tell them what they can and can't do and what they need and what they don't need to do. At this point, they know what it is. And they're grown enough to know if they can't agree to something, they need to go to counseling to discuss that. And that's exactly what the fuck they need, honestly. All they really need is counseling, because that's the only way they can get through this shit, because Portia is uncompromising and Dennis don't know how to voice his fucking feelings about it. And I just feel like Frankie is just saying everything that he wants to say to her, and and he's not necessarily trying to make her do that, but that's exactly what the fuck Frankie doing. She's speaking his mind. And then she keeps talking about prenups and stuff. Frankie, do you have a man of your own? Go tend to him and that dick. Why are you tending to your son's dick? Let Portia tend to that. Well, she already tend to it. She already got pregnant by him, but you doing too much. So Portia tells Dennis that he needs to talk to Frankie and stop her from meddling. We're a grown man and a grown woman. We're a grown team. We're engaged. We got a wedding coming. We're getting a baby on the way, and she just needs to stay up out of it. Like, she wants us to get married right now, when I don't feel like we need to get married right now. I feel like we need to be more focused on the baby. And I agree with Portia on that. What's the point of you rushing to get married just so you can say you had a baby when you was married? Who the fuck cares at this point? At the end of the day, if you got pregnant before you got married, you just got pregnant before you got married. What's the big motherfucking deal at the end of the day? Who are you trying to impress? What are you trying to prove to anybody? You don't need to prove anything to anybody. Shit happens. If you got pregnant, your relationship moved a little bit fast. It is what it is. So if Portia wants to wait till she get married to have her baby, I feel like that's the best thing to do. Nobody wants a shotgun wedding. Bitch, let her have her baby and let her focus on that first. Then she can get married to her man. Point blank, period. That's just how I feel about it. She doing too much. And I ain't talking about Portia. I'm talking about Frankie. She doing too much. So Portia talks to Shamea and Lauren about her and Dennis's issues. Now, Shamea made a good point saying, he not gonna feel good about moving into his woman's house. You know what I mean? Okay. Shamea said he not gonna feel good moving into his woman's house, because he's gonna always feel like that's not his space, that's his woman's space. And rightfully so, because if a man asked me to move into his house, I wouldn't necessarily feel like that's my house. I feel like that's his space and I moved in for the time being. That's just exactly how I feel about that. So I don't know. Lauren feel the same way, but Portia's whole thing is he wasn't completely forthcoming about putting his bachelor pad up for rent. And, he should have talked to her about that. So he has a little bit of fault in that too. So, but I think Portia said that they're going to go and talk to Dr. Sherry. And Lauren said that's a good idea. Y'all do need to have some therapy and talk to a third person about the situation so y'all can see what's going on here. So, it is what it is. So Portia and Dennis discussed the child's name. And, the name is Pilar. And Dennis doesn't want that name because that's one of his ex's names. And she was like, well, if that's the case, you don't have to get that tattoo covered up. I hollered when she said that. I'm like, Portia know her man, honey. She know her man. But he said that ain't the name that I agreed to. That's the name that you agreed to. And it's kind of like Portia do kind of treat Jermaine Dupri like that's her motherfucking flunky instead of her fiance. He is like a Portia flunky. Just like how Don Juan is to Candy. That's how Dennis comes across to Portia sometimes. Instead of being her man, it's like she's bossing him around. And I don't think that's fair to him. As much as he does for her and as good as he's been to her, she could at least try to let him have a little bit of say-so. Like, he already moved into your house. He's already done that. He's already been uncomfortable. He's already dealing with things that he don't want to deal with for the account of you and what you got going on. But you can't even listen to him about a damn baby name. That's just too much, and it's too selfish, honestly, Portia. And I'm just saying, it is what it is. You're doing too much and you're not listening. And even in the therapy session, I feel like they both are stubborn. Portia is a Cancer. And Dennis is a Leo, so Leos are stubborn anyway. And Dennis' whole thing is, it's not really about me, it's about you and what you want. Like, you said something about me paying the money for the deed to be in Duluth, and you know, I understood that, but why would I pay the money for the deed if I don't want to be in Duluth? And that made a lot of sense. But she asked you for a renter's fee and you didn't want to do that. But my thing about it is, Dennis, you might as, I feel like this, if you want to stay there with Porsha right now, then you might as well just go ahead and give her that renter's fee. That's just how I feel, because you already was going to have to pay the money for the deed, but you already staying in a motherfucking place that you don't want to be in. So it's like, okay, here's another option. Pay the renter's fee so you can be a part of the household. But he don't want to do that. And, you know, I feel like, Dennis, what is it that you want to do? Because it seems like neither one of you can come to a compromise about the situation. You want to move away, she don't. You know, you was willing to pay for the deed, but then again, you don't want to be in Duluth, so why pay for the deed? But now you don't want to pay for the renter's thing. And I guess you feel like because you're engaged to him, you don't need to pay for the renter's fee. You know what I mean? So both of them got a bunch of stubborn issues going on here. But what exactly do you think? Leave your comments below and we'll have a discussion there. My Instagram is Scotty_by_nature, and make sure you like, rate, comment, and subscribe, and share this video. And be sure to be on the lookout, because guess what? I'm reviewing Real Housewives of Potomac, and from the very beginning, and I'm not going to stop this season, alright? That's what I got for y'all. Till my Potomac video, I will talk to you guys later. Peace and blessings.